Yeah.
The application right now used to be split into game modules. Now we've put it on one recruitment page where you select what games you play as PACT. That's already set up as one recruitment page.
Yep.
I was going to say, I thought that was one of the last things I did as a community admin.
Exactly. I was trying to get a word in edgewise to say that's already done.
So
what we can do, because if that's going to be the case, if we're just going to remove it to a recruiting tool, then we can actually lower the subscription of the website, which will reduce the amount of modules and stuff like that, because we only need a couple of modules, which means we can go to the free one then. But I'll look further into that one, and therefore that saves a lot more there. Then the only thing that would cost us would be the onepack.net and the packguild.com domain names.
And the Minecraft server.
Well, that's already paid for. I don't pass that.
Well, but they're separate from the website, so that's nothing to do with the website.
Otherwise, I'd mention the two ARC servers and the Empyrean server as well, but they're separate from the website.
Well, actually, there's 3 ARC servers.
Ah, yeah, 3. Wow, sorry, I just mentioned the ones that I was paying for.
Right. But there are 3 that are kind of a part of ARC. They're a part of PACT.
Yeah.
So that'll streamline that. That's a good move.
Well, that certainly gives it a little bit more money to play with, and from a practical standpoint, it's like how many people are really using all the different modules and all the different forms.
Exactly.
I mean, for example, it's absurd that a chef is paying, for example, for this. When who knows when was the last time I edited that? It has a date of 2015 on there, by the way. That's a module that he's paying for.
It used to be easier when we had more people editing the website, but now it's down to me editing the website, working, having real life to sort out, and also being able to try and keep game communities and game with people as well. And it's just a bit too hard all for one.
Technology and services have changed. You got the message bases in Discord for free.
Yep. It's very mobile, very easy to use. People can just pick up the app, and then you have everything right there.
And it's also much easier than actually getting the app on your mobile phone, which you have to pay for.
No, you don't.
It's free.
The TeamSpeak.
Oh, the TeamSpeak one, yeah.
Right. Well, that's why TeamSpeak is going away. So, the Discord app is free.
Could be good for.
My next question is: what are we doing about, or what do we want to do about the whole affiliates thing? Because I think that when me and Baby first started getting into having affiliates, they were something totally different to what we're doing now, and the rules that we came up with are way different than they don't apply to what's going on now.
Well, affiliates have been around
as a recruitment mechanism.
Well, originally it wasn't.
Affiliates have been around.
Talk about
So
go ahead, Chef.
Affiliate groups have been around since the days of SF and what was the group you came from, Baby? Dragon. And
no, I came from Ancient Warriors.
But we were affiliated with SF, who helped us establish who we were in the beginning, and then we became affiliated with other guilds that we were helping out with and helping establish, so forth. So we've had affiliates right from day one with PACT, not just since you guys have been putting them together.
Agreed. When you say affiliate, you're talking about like alliances?
Yeah, well, that's
the problem.
Affiliating the gaming group, not games.
Yep.
All right. Well, when Baby and I were working on it, we basically were just making a home for our players in a game that we didn't have an established group in. It didn't have anything to do with allying with anybody or anything like that. It was just somewhere where if somebody wanted to play a game and we didn't have a group in that particular game, if there was a group of people to play with, that was this is where you can go to to play in that game with a group of people.
What I have with BMW and ESO is an affiliate.
The same thing with the 7 Days to Die server.
Yes.
That's what I got with Star Wars originally. I joined PACT because there were other Star Wars players there.
The problem with Star Wars is a lot of the people who started playing it with us, when we started playing, it died off within a couple of weeks. We just didn't have the member base.
Well, you have to start somewhere. I mean, you can't dive into something and expect it to be a gold mine overnight,
Oh, agreed.
It's necessarily going to go that way. But the fact that you dropped out so fast didn't help either.
Agreed.
What are you saying there, Pally? We made PACT a gold mine in the first week.
We did. We had 2 ships up and going.
Yeah, it's God mode. Go into God mode and say, you're a gold mine. Okay, you're done.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. And the problem with Star Wars was that it could not keep my attention.
Well, that's okay. Not every game is for every person. And that's perfectly fine. You gave it a shot.
That's why we set you up as an affiliate, as you had groups that were actually active. So if we had people who were playing, they could go to you and get into an active group.
Yeah, the whole idea is basically people playing a game together.
Yeah.
So what else you got to discuss there, Critter? Because remember, one thing that was really annoying about PACT when we were doing meetings quite often is they went for a long time and people had other things to do and stuff like that. So if you want to move on to something.
Okay.
Just to make sure I'm keeping these minutes correct, we've talked about what is PACT, current rules, website, what is needed, and the affiliate rank.
Actually, what I think you should put under what is PACT is what was PACT to begin with and what is PACT now. Because you'll find that there'll be 2 different definitions for that from then and now.
Let me also include, though, is that we did have an affiliate Discord role, but that went away. Mainly because,
I remember that giant A stupid thing.
But mainly because of the change in having locked channels to public channels. So one of the things that I have on the rules channel on Discord is saying it, showing it, displaying the change, so that people understand that although the affiliate role, which was given on Discord, was removed, it was grandfathered into what is known as the friend role. Friend role are basically any people that have not registered on the PACT website but have a tag. That's the role that they have.
Do we have it set up right now so that you need to have a tag to move around?
Nope.
No.
Go anywhere you want. Who needs a role?
Then we really don't need the friend tag.
Honestly, I think the only roles that we really need, and I hate to say it like this, is the leaders need to be marked. And that's only so people know who to go to. And when I say leaders, I mean officers. Also, I would really like to see the officer role, and I know I'm probably pushing it here, the officer role divided into the game sections. Because when you have a game officer, people are going to go, oh, they're game officers. Okay, I'm going to go talk to them about ESO, when they could actually be a Guild Wars 2 officer and not have a clue.
That goes along with chain of command, and at that point, if you're talking about the game admins or community admins,
crazy about 100 million titles in Discord, but I suppose
I mean, if somebody in a specific game comes to a community admin, then the community admin should be telling them, well, this is the person you need to talk to about that game. Unless it's something
what you want, maybe. I have it similar in my own Discord, where members don't really have a tag whatsoever. It's just the leadership.
And I think that would solve a lot of problems for other games who no offense, they don't want to take away from the inner workings of the guild and playing the game to sit there and tag 100 people.
Okay, I mean that sounds great.
I still think you need one tag though, because ultimately people are going to be asked if they're 18 plus, because they're supposedly not supposed to be there if they're not.
Well, I mean, we could keep the PACT tag, and the PACT tag.
No,
basically,
PACT tag doesn't work because they're not necessarily a member of PACT. They're not stopped from necessarily using Discord.
Well, we don't have them. We don't have anything in place to stop them from using Discord. So
right. I mean, I was using TeamSpeak for about 2 years, and I never signed up to PACT.
well, I mean, the friend tag right now is for all of those unregistered users that are 18 and older. But I agree with you guys. There is no practicality for it, so it can be removed. Just understand that anybody that's 18 or younger or older that we don't know about, they'll just be rampaging on Discord.
At which point we have the right to ask them, how old are you? Okay, who brought you here? And at which point we can go to that person and go, hey, did you know that they were this old? And you could go, like, for instance, let's say one of your members got on here looking for you and they started acting an ass. I could come to you, hey, Saber, you know, Crisscross over here is playing paddywhack with Pally's toys. You know, did you know that they were 14?
And I'd tell you, I don't know. 14. I don't know that person.
I got a simple fix for it. Master Saber, what happens if somebody from Creativerse comes to you and somebody's rampaging around?
I just on Discord?
Nope. Within the game.
Within the game, I give them a warning and then I ban them.
Wrong.
There you go.
No, because he's not the leader, is he?
Pally.
I'm saying that all of us as leaders.
But
it's that simple. We have to sit there and as a community admin or as a game leader, if somebody's rampaging around, get rid of them.
Yeah, just warn and then ban. That's pretty much what we all go on, right? Just warn.
I mean, okay.
You'd be surprised how many people in Creativerse, the second an admin shows up, they change their tune, and then I get reports later. Well, they're perfectly a good player now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for instance, with BMW and ESO, who is by the way, they are an affiliate group of PACT. They want nothing from PACT. They will not be doing PACT services. They will not be doing anything with PACT, but they are giving PACT a home for trading purposes, so we do not have to try to come up with the millions of gold a week to do it.
That's game related.
Yep.
But, well, no, I keep saying it, so I'm trying to say who they are. They have a 14-year-old in their community who acts more mature than I do sometimes.
Yeah, I've had 14-year-olds in my WoW groups that act more mature than the 20-year-olds. I'll keep the 14 and kick the 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying actively let them in, actively recruit them. But Jaffa was 14 when we got him.
I pick no favorites. They either obey the rules or they don't. They're either cool with each other or they're a pest and they need to be removed. But there are other leaders that are a lot softer than I am. Okay, and there's a lot of leaders that are a lot harder than I am. So yeah. It's really. It all depends on you. I am just a one warning guy and then a ban guy. If they can't get their shit together.
All right. We need to outline the roles for the community admins. I'm thinking that some people are taking on too much, and other people are just kind of not.
Yes, I do agree.
So I think that we need to set aside, this person, this is their job. This person, this is their job. This person, this is their job. And then this is the overall jobs for a community admin.
I think if you're going to go to that extreme, you better start paying, because as a volunteer, I tend to do.
Well, yeah, it's a volunteer, but this is how I'm looking at it. If you don't want to do it, don't volunteer.
Even at volunteer places, you do have jobs retrospective. Like
sure, and they're usually volunteers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not stopping anybody from walking away.
But you're encouraging people to walk away depending on something.
Well, yeah. If we want stuff to get done, we have to have people to do it.
Exactly. And all I'm saying is just ask. Don't order.
That's not the issue.
That could be.
Yeah, but the problem is that people are doing things that they're not asked to do.
Yeah, but why is that necessarily a bad thing if they make an error in decision? It's not because of an activity.
Because it always comes back on them when something gets screwed up.
Yes, it does. But you cannot really, in an organization, you can't really fault, enthusiasm.
I sort of disagree there.
I would argue it's the other way around.
Okay, so
In an organization, structure is the best.
You have yours.
Because, for example, most Christmases I go do volunteer work for the homeless. Now, 1 year it could be running the kitchen, 1 year it could be peeling the potatoes, but I'm there to help out, and whatever's needed is needed. I'm doing it for the sake of volunteering and the people that I'm doing it for. So basically, if you're going to volunteer, then you've got to be up for any task that's available. Otherwise, you're not volunteering, you're just doing what you want to do.
Exactly, then you're not volunteering. If there's some particular task, if you had to, shovel out the manure in the horse stall and you didn't want to do that job, then it's okay, I'm not volunteering.
But that's what I said, Pally. I don't want to peel potatoes, but 1 year I had to peel something like 150 kgs of potatoes. That's something that I didn't want to do. But if nobody else wants to do it, nobody's going to get fed. So you have to delegate sometimes to people who are even volunteering to get stuff done, because people will only do what they like to do. They won't do the stuff that needs to be done, and you still need to have delegation.
So, Chef, you didn't want to do it, but did you feel better about doing it when you finished?
Yes, I did, because I knew it got done.
You didn't want to do it, you felt better afterwards.
Yep.
You volunteered to do it. It doesn't matter. You felt better afterwards. Who cares?
We have to all establish, though, that we all have to take responsibility for joint actions. Okay? If Chef is the one that's doing the website, and I ask Chef to do this module, right? And Critter asks Chef to do this module. Chef cannot be the one that takes all the blame. Both of us, all of us, we have to cover each other. It's a team effort. Either the team works or the team doesn't. Okay?
Well, that seems more like a communication problem than which has been, historically speaking, the root of a lot of the issues.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I know you talked about like the buddy system before, and it's great if somebody approaches you and then have somebody else, but the issue, the main root from what I can tell from, we're not talking about recently, we're talking about years.
Yeah, this has been a problem for a long time.
It's just
Since day one.
getting everybody just on the same page. So if somebody wants something done, somebody will go to that person, and then the person will get it done, and maybe that person didn't do it the way that the initial person wanted it to, and then Saber has to come back and redo everything again just to clean up and make it more acceptable for the request, but then double work went into it when it could have just been one go at it had everything been clear and everybody on the same page.
And there's something to strengthen that, Paris, and it's a phrase called Chinese whispers. And that is, one person will tell you something, but by the time you go to the next person, one word may have changed. By the time they go to the next person, another word may have changed. And by the end, the context has changed completely. So unless you actually take a voice recording and take it across to the person, you're never going to convey the same message 100%.
Are you being racist and saying Chinese can't communicate because they talk funny?
No.
I played a game in
Damn you,
Ground
Jaffa.
that taught that very concept. So
Well, this is my thought on outlining roles, because if we know who to talk to, then say like Jaffa needs something done in Discord. If he knows who to go to talk to and say this is what I need, then it's not going to be a problem because he can go to that person and get it done. Now, if say he didn't know and he came to say me and said, "Hey, can you get this done?" and I went and tried to mess around with stuff, and meantime Master Saber's like, "What the fuck's going on?" because he's been working on it. That's where we have issues.
Assign roles for something like that could be useful. Yeah.
At least then, and if Master Saber needs help, he can always ask someone for help to do it. He needs a buddy to help him do this, or he wants someone else to overlook it. Great, ask somebody else to help you.
And initially, he did exactly that. I used to be the one that helped him out, but now his abilities and knowledge has far exceeded mine. So now we got to go to him.
Yep.
Which I don't mind. I just don't want to be the scapegoat for all the problems.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, is being the leader of being that's your department. Yeah, it's kind of part of being that. But
I understand.
Yeah, but it wasn't official
I don't.
yet. So
I don't need all the stress, the drama.
In my opinion, though,
all of us don't need it.
In my opinion, though, honestly, we need to figure out what we are first before we start assigning roles. Because we could, if we're all just a group of friends who play together because we enjoy each other's company, why do we have to have rules?
Why do we have to fight with each other?
Rules or roles?
But
roles.
The rules are there. In my opinion, we do need some rules on Discord, at least, because
Saber,
Discord,
she said roles.
Or roles. We don't really need any roles, guys. Honestly,
we don't.
But
if we can all get along, we don't.
I mean, if we could. This is my opinion. You can take it anywhere you want, but I really like Paris' structure. I even implemented it on my own Discord. And all I have is a leadership role. That includes admins, leaders, officers, whatever, and everybody else. Okay, and everybody that's leadership role can access the server, do anything that they need to do, corrections, and we just help each other, like literally. But if we need to trim the roles, then I like your idea, baby. In Jaffa, just trim the members membership roles that are PACT friend and below, and that way we just have the community admins have roles. The rest are just community or everyone.
I agree with that. We should have leadership roles for each game, though.
Well,
so you got com admins and game leaders.
Might have been overly reactive also. Let's just see how this goes.
And
for game leaders, I put one that's just general game leaders and general game officers because there's multiple officers for each game.
Yeah,
I would really like to have an ESOS officer. And that's just me because I'm trying to build this community, so I want members to know who they can talk to about this.
Well, currently there's an ESO officer, a Guild Wars 2 officer, and leader.
Okay.
There is no Sword Tour officer, but I can always put that in there. There's no Final Fantasy officer, but I can always put that in there.
No, we're fine with this, the main game officer.
Okay.
There are a number of Creativerse officers. They're just not called Creativerse officers.
But I mean, why are we? I mean, okay, and I'm going to take a completely different stance. I'm pretty sure Chef is sitting slack-jawed thinking that I'm actually saying this. Why are we taking it this stance? We have fought for Chef, and I love you, but we have fought for years to make PACT something that is something that's so structured, but it always falls back to us being a group of friends playing together. If the glove fucking fits, commit or convict.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. At this point, that's what we are. We're a group. I could go up to Paris and joke with him. I can go up with you and joke with him. I can go up to Jaffa and go, "You're a little fucking asshole,"
I mean, you can still have structure inside of the game.
Right, but
Exactly.
why are we sitting here making it to where it is so goddamn complicated?
Oh,
I'm
well, you
I'm
guys tell me.
actually
I've been saying for the longest time, simplicity is not a vice.
I'm actually with you, baby. But the thing is with a lot of people, and I'm not talking about the people in this room, but I'm talking about a lot of other people in general, and you've been there for those, you've been there for the meetings, you've been there for talking to them, that they are either too lax or they want structure, and without structure it causes chaos. And the problem is those people want overstructure, so we're trying to structure things and it gets too complicated and causes more troubles than anything, and we get into arguments like you and me all the time.
I mean, who
And
are all
it's
these
not
people? Like you and Baby constantly say, "Well, people approach me about all." Like, who are all these people? It's like,
oh man,
I think
yeah,
sometimes we are creating solutions for problems that aren't necessarily a problem.
no, we're not. And honestly, for Baby saying that, I can believe her, because I get at least 7 to 9 messages when there's usually stuff going on from different people.
Oh God, that's a small number.
At least per day.
Right.
At least.
Okay, well I don't have it that bad, which I'm
So,
grateful for.
Yeah.
For channels wise, not to like move on from roles, but I don't want to like take all of your time, guys.
I'm
Channels-
happy with ESO's channels. Please don't touch them.
No. For channels, we have the Welcome to PACT channel. I don't think
Not
we
needed.
really need it anymore. Do you all agree that we should just delete it?
Any
I do.
type of welcome channel is pretty much just not needed, because anyone coming into TeamSpeak usually just goes to their Resident game anyway.
And not only that, but they're just using general as a new Welcome to PACT, like the intro.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
The second thing is, I would like to delete the advertising channel that I created and rename streaming to promotion. Just because we're promoting channel other Discords, communities, and stuff into PACT, and I think that'd be a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
I heard that you guys don't like the anime channel. I created that to boost activity because it was kind of awkward with all the drama. But if you guys need that to be deleted, just let it. I don't mind. But we're all good. Going back to the deleting friend pack, the member game tag channels. It's roles, right?
Yeah.
So what would happen is the leaders would need tags, but the members do not.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think PACT is useful. You want to know who applied and was approved.
I mean, we can keep that if they want the special recognition of it. But I mean, if we start segregating all of our members to where, oh, well, they're on the website or not, which has been a problem. We've lost members because they didn't want to join the website, but they wanted to be a PACT-y.
In Guild Wars, we don't actually use the website.
Not anymore. Not since I stepped down.
I used the website to fill out an application and the website.
I mean, in theory, you can still have the PACT one, and then you would know if you see somebody on Discord and they have a PACT, you know that they are part of PACT, as in they're attached to some game, to any game
Okay.
within the PACT feature.
They're 18 plus.
And if you don't, then you know that they are, maybe affiliated to PACT in some way, but they're not currently part of. So they could be, like your alliances and all that stuff.
Well, are we
I
going
need to hang on. I'm stepping away. Critter can fill me in on something. I need to start dinner, or my children are not eating.
Okay.
Are we going to start cracking down on who's using our services?
I don't think so. Like, honestly. As long as they don't make any issues. If they make any issues, we'll just if it's
then I don't see any reason then to worry about giving them a PACT tag then.
I don't think we should anyway police chat. But if it gets to like a derogatory, disrespectful tone, I think we should just delete that message, like we've been doing.
Yeah, we like when we invite somebody to raid or whatever, and we give them access to the general channel. Like we don't care if they stay in the general channel after that. We're talking about people from dungeons, people from raids, people that just meet out in the world. We have a whole, and they just chill in the general channel, and as long as they're not causing any type of issue or problem, then we don't have a problem with that either.
Yeah.
But we do have like the private, separated for like the private channels, like for rating and stuff, where somebody that just joined or joined the general has no access to that at all.
And that should be, left up to each of the game leaders to set that kind of stuff up. And if you don't know how, then we'll have to find out, figure out who's got the knowledge just to set it up. Obviously, if it's Discord, Saber's got the knowledge to set most of it up. Pally's got knowledge on some of it. I'm slowly learning a little bit here and there.
Pally, Jaffa, and Saber have the most knowledge out of all of them.
Which brings me to before we get to the next topic, what are we future use for the 2017-2018 Master Member Log? Do we just discontinue the member log? Do we just add just basic leadership names? Because that's the way that I've just put just basic leadership names to contact. But I don't really think that we should have like a master member log to begin with. It's just too much work. Baby will probably have my head for this.
I mean, all that information is readily available, at least for games like Guild Wars and Final Fantasy. All that information is readily available in game Guild tab. While as I'm imagining for games like Creativerse, you really just don't keep track, right? Because it's just an open server.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no way you could keep track of something like that on servers like that.
Yeah.
There's no way to keep track on really Arc, Empyrean, or anything like that because people come and go. You may find bases of people that haven't said anything in-game at all because they don't like typing in world chat. So those sort of open world games, you're never going to always have the people that are in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the only use for that master member log, I think, in my opinion, would be the just listing out PACTs that register through the website on there. And that way we
and then that's available on the website.
Yeah, that's all available on the website. So yeah, keeping a separate master member log. I mean, we might want to keep a small list of things like maybe people who we banned and.
That's easy to keep track. Yeah,
but
other than blacklist, easy.
Yeah,
like, no
but
problems.
Other than that, I don't see why we need it.
All right, and then the final thing that I wanted to bring up is I created a staff guide channel for all leadership. All leadership has access to it. It basically words out what the expectations are and stuff, how to use Discord. Please let me know if you don't understand anything. There's some things now outdated because we just removed the member tags. But overall, I mean, it should give you like an insight. And I also put like the official links there from Discord, so you can follow their guide if my guide is too confusing.